only murders in the building.
No, we haven't watched it since we watched it with you because we were going to watch the rest of it. We wanted to watch the rest of it with you.
Oh, I didn't know you did. I didn't watch it all. Oh, I would like to watch it. The
Yeah.
rest of it with
Yeah,
you.
I thought that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Jack, whenever you are ready.
Great.
Mom, you ready?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't have an opening. I guess we could talk about hockey some more.
Oh my God.
You want to talk about hockey some
No.
more? I'll gladly
Please
talk
don't,
about
please don't.
the
Leave
Penguins
this to
traded
me.
for Erik Karlsson. It made me so happy. He's one of the best defensemen in the league.
Yeah,
He
me
looks
too.
real
I
good.
can't believe that.
Yeah. It's weird. They don't have enough cap space for this.
Welcome to the DeRazzled podcast that takes award-winning worst films. I'm the host, Jack Culbertson. And
I'm
here,
Joe's mom.
this is Joe's mom again. we're back for part 2 of the Love Guru. Here we are.
Yep.
There it is.
We are going to talk more about 2008's The Love Guru, winner of the 29th annual Raspberry Worst Picture. And we're going to fix it. We're definitely going to fix it.
The way you keep looking at me as you say that makes me think that maybe
All right.
you've done a bamboozle.
So, full disclosure, you might be reading this. You might be listening to this as the first episode of the season. But as we alluded to in the first part of this, that's a lie.
It's not a lie. It's just
a lie.
We've just recorded them out of order.
We
is
did.
all.
So we had scheduled this.
And then you got strep throat.
Then I got strep throat. I was very sick.
You were a wreck. Yeah.
I was like hallucinating sick.
I couldn't stop pacing.
Oh God. And then other life stuffs happened, and we recorded some other episodes, and I haven't looked at this script in like 2 weeks, so it'll be a journey for all of us.
I
Okay.
think you're doing great.
Thank you. So I am excited to talk about specifically the reminder that Joe's gonna tell you.
Oh yeah, no, it's always important to
Mhm.
remember that you should always rate and review the podcast everywhere you possibly can. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Good Pods, wherever you possibly can rate podcasts. It makes a world of difference for us. Thank you to all of those who have done so, and please, everyone else, go and do that if you have not already.
I think we are at least a fresh tomato.
You think we're at least fresh
I think
tomato?
we're fresh.
Yeah,
Maybe not every episode.
maybe not every episode. I mean,
Now, what's the scale of tomatoes again?
that's 1 to
Out of
100.
100,
That's like it's a percentage. So like out of 100.
So what does fresh mean?
Yeah, what is fresh? Is anything over?
Oh God, it's anything over. Is it 70% with like more than 50 reviews
Sure.
from credible sources? I think I don't know.
Quote,
We
unquote,
found
credible sources.
Good, then.
I don't know. There's been
Yeah.
fresh is good. Yeah. Well, is there a universe where fresh would have a bad
I was just
connotation?
gonna say fresh is always good.
Fresh is always good. Yeah, yeah. Though we have of course learned that there's all kinds of like problems with Rotten Tomatoes and like it's
Sometimes when Bushy pukes, that's
What?
it's fresh. I think it's worse to clean up than when it's old. It's dried up a little bit.
I
Oh my
really don't
God.
want to
Yeah.
think about cat vomit right
Me
now,
neither.
especially because Lou ate like a thing about this long of like tinsel, and like
Joe's holding up
but-
about 7 to 8 inches.
no, it's like 4 inches, but
it's like 8 to 9 inches.
It's like
It's
13 inches.
Last
It's like
Christmas.
oh no, this is like a week ago.
Why do you have tinsel?
Well, it wasn't actually tinsel because it had a more solid metal center. But
Did it
she,
come back out?
yep. First it was like
what have I done?
first it was like a little
It's all your
piece.
fault.
First it was like a little piece came out, and then she kept eating. So it was like we thought she was fine. Front.
Oh,
Okay, well,
And then
this is
then
better.
she puked the rest of it up, and it was like I think Becca described it as the biggest hairball she's ever seen.
ew.
So if it was an older and not fresh, it would have been less soggy.
Oh my God.
That's how so we're
Anyway,
So
Mm.
I was curious to know if there's any reason why we got the movie that we got, The Love Guru. Because sometimes there's a reason and sometimes there's not. Sometimes it's just that people want money. There is a very specific reason why this is the movie that we got, and I am so happy to share this with you. But first, I want to run through Mike Myers' filmography from 1992 to 2008 when Love Guru came out, because it is important to know the order that these came out in.
Okay.
1992, that's Wayne's World. Then 93, we get So I Married an Axe Murderer and Wayne's World 2.
Hmm.
4 years later, in 1997, we get Austin Powers. 2 years later, in 99, we get Austin Powers 2. Then there's a shortish break from 1999 to 2002 when we got Austin Powers 3. And then a year later, we get Cat in the Hat.
Oh, Cat in the Hat.
I included the Shreks on here, but I kind of
Shrek.
not that they're not good, but
Shrek's
I was
good.
gonna say I thought something big was missing from this
Me
list.
too. I had the feeling like, what did we forget?
yeah,
But I know that's like he was just cast in
Yeah.
Shrek, and
it's not a Mike Myers like vehicle.
kind of,
Kind
yeah.
of.
Like
Yeah.
it's not his like it's not his idea. Basically,
But he's wonderful.
he is wonderful in it.
Yeah.
I agree. It's also weird to think that role was originally supposed to be Chris Farley.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I love him.
he had actually recorded a bunch of dialogue already as Shrek.
Did he?
Yeah.
I've heard some of it, and it's like it actually just kind of feels off. Like, it
Oh,
feels
really?
weird.
Yeah.
Like it
Hmm.
doesn't feel like it would have been like a role that really suited his
Hmm.
strengths as a comedian. Like it.
So from 2002 or 2003, when we get Cat in the Hat, there's a 5-year break until he releases another live action film, which is 2008's The Love
Love
Guru.
Guru. Yeah,
Let's
It was an action film.
live action. Not God.
some really
Sorry.
that scene at Niagara Falls was action packed.
But if you really follow the play of hockey. Actually, that was something I wanted to point out. Something that just did not work about this was actually the in addition to just no, the elephants, don't do that with elephants. That wouldn't result, or they would have avoided everything that was happening on the ice at that time because there are elephants. So that penalty shot wouldn't have actually counted. So
What do you mean
elephants
dogs
were on by the
can't
time
play
he shot.
basketball?
there's no rule that
What?
says dogs can't play basketball. What are you talking about?
Like this, they can't sew.
So this portion is called Jack's the worst person for this job because he hates sketch comedy, or how Dieter from Sprockets ruined Mike Myers' career.
But no, come on. But now it's the time on Sprockets when we dance.
It ruined Mike's career.
Yeah, we'll get to it
I'm
for real.
Mm.
Mhm.
I'm skeptical, but go on.
All right, so Mike Myers started to work on a live action film of Dieter in 1998.
Oh,
That would have been immediately after the first Austin Powers film.
I don't remember that.
well, because it didn't happen. It never
Yeah.
came out.
He wanted to have a third
Maybe that's
franchise.
why.
He would have had Wayne's World, and then he would have had Austin Powers,
And then Dieter.
and then Dieter, which is, you mentioned, is a character that was developed and shown on
SNL.
SNL.
Yeah, as was Wayne.
I'm curious, was Wayne on any? Had he developed that at Second City or somewhere else prior,
I thought it was just
or
I-
just for
just
SNL?
Saturday
It
Night
may have
Yeah.
just been SNL. I'm not sure of the history of the character beyond it originating as or beyond its time as an SNL skit.
Would you describe for our audience what kind of character Dieter is? Because I didn't know
Yeah,
before.
I have no
Yeah.
idea.
You don't remember Dieter?
No.
Oh, no,
Do
so-
I? It's just like
Do
that
you?
other concert that I wasn't at.
Just Dieter is Dieter is a kind of a joke about weird German music subculture.
Mhm.
I don't remember. No.
So it's Mike Myers with his hair slicked and pulled back, wearing like round rim glasses, if I remember correctly. or maybe they were square rim. I can't remember, but they were like thin wire frame glasses, and then just a black unitard.
For those of you who are Big Lebowski fans, the nihilists in the Big Lebowski are very similar.
They kind of, they are a little bit similar to Dieter, except
he not to interrupt you, honey, but he played that on Saturday Night Live.
Yes, that's what we're talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mom, that's what we're talking about.
I thought it was a movie that didn't come out.
Well, it's both.
Okay.
It's both.
All right, then. I was half right. But yeah, I remember. Now.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. So it was part joke about weird German stuff, part joke about like industrial dance music,
and like weird poetry, wasn't it?
Like interpretive dance,
okay.
More so than poet. The poetry was so I married an axe murderer, but the
Harriet.
Sweet Harriet.
Please, no, please, God. Do you know how long it took for that to get out of my head?
It never left my
Oh
Jack.
my God.
It literally has popped into my head once every couple of weeks since I was 12.
Oh, no. So you're forgetting one important aspect about Dieter.
What am I forgetting? Is there like weird sex shit?
No, unfortunately, it's the monkey.
Oh, he does have like a capuchin monkey or something.
Klaus also had catchphrases like, I am as happy as a little girl.
Yes.
Now is the time on Sprockets when we dance. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. I remember that part.
Yeah.
Yes.
And important for this story, would you like to touch my monkey?
Yes.
Monkey?
Would you?
Yes.
Okay. I think I remember that.
I do remember. Would you like to touch my monkey? Yes.
So, working on this theoretical third franchise, he brought on his writer from Austin Powers, Michael McCullers, and SNL writer Jack Handy, who did the Deep Thoughts segment.
Yes.
Yeah.
one of the better long running bits on SNL. Yeah. Deep Thoughts with Jack Handy were always quite good.
So this is the script that they came up with. Klaus the monkey is kidnapped for ransom, and the ratings for Sprockets bombs.
Just tank.
Yeah. Dieter goes to the United States, where Klaus has been kidnapped to, but he can't afford the ransom because he spent all his money on arts and lotions.
Is he still wearing a black?
I would assume.
I'd have
so.
to assume. Yeah, he's got to be wearing a black unitard the entire time.
Yeah.
There he meets up with his goofy American cousin, Bob Shedder, played by Will Ferrell, and Monkey Tracker, Daryl Haynes, played by Jack Black.
Jack Black.
This was like 2001, so yeah, one made sense.
No, he's great.
So the script is really bad, or so they are. So it's said. They had a really hard time taking the sketch comedy and stretching it to 90 minutes. Also, Dieter was deeply unlikable.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. Is like it's not a character that I feel like works for more than just like a brief skit.
That's how I always thought of it.
Yeah.
Here's my thought on it. As a mainstream summer release comedy, no. As like some movie I watch at 2 a.m. on IFC, yes. And here's the scene why. So in one scene, Dieter's lying to the FBI saying Klaus is a human son. And he like gets the FBI to raid this building. And like a bunch of FBI agents are killed.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What?
And one of the agents like tears into Dieter, telling him, we lost 6 men out here tonight, mister. 6 good men with families. My partner of 20 years just died and his large intestine in my hands. He was crying. He was crying for his mama while blood came out of his ears. And for what? A chimp? And Dieter's reply is, a spider monkey, actually.
Spider monkey.
Chimps are much larger.
Holy shit.
So so dark.
It's incredibly dark. Wow.
And yeah, it doesn't make Dieter more likable.
No,
Oh.
no, not at all. I mean, unless you really just particularly hate the FBI.
Right, yeah, I suppose if you're
Just great with the anarchist set, bad for everyone
yeah.
else.
like, can you not imagine seeing this incredibly dark comedy on like the Independent Film Channel or
Yeah,
something?
no, that would
NFL
absolutely.
channel.
Yes, the NFL channel late at night.
After reruns of like the 1970s Steelers Super Bowl runs, there's
Yeah.
just this movie. What? Why did you say what?
Are you putting the Steelers down?
No.
Okay.
Are this did they not do
Those
well in
were the glory
'97?
years.
That. Yeah.
Okay.
What the fuck just happened?
You don't like football.
That doesn't mean I'm shitting on it.
Okay.
I'm nervous about talking now.
I know.
God damn it.
Joey's being mean to me.
Stop it. Mom,
See?
go on, Jack.
Sports, huh? Sure do love them.
Cutting that.
So, as much as I like that particular scene, Mike Myers did not.
Oh, really?
No, and to the
No.
to the point where there were roughly 14 drafts over 2 years, which is that's a lot.
That's a lot of
drafts.
drafts. Wow.
Weeks before filming was scheduled to begin, Mike Myers quits.
Did he?
Yes.
Wow.
So then what happened?
Oh boy, let me tell you. So he was co-writer. He created the character, and he was the star, which essentially meant that when he quit, the movie was canceled.
You
Yeah, I was
can't
gonna say,
move
everything
forward.
was gone.
Yeah.
And he had already been paid $20 million.
Oh my god.
Did he have like a pay or play deal
I
or?
don't know.
Is that why he ended up in court?
We're getting there.
Oh God. All
So-
over sprockets.
Over sprockets.
Oh my
Seems
God.
kind of
This
appropriate.
seems like
Uh,
not a good enough reason to get in trouble. You know?
so this was with Universal Pictures, and they sued Myers for. At that point, he'd only been paid $5 million.
Okay.
Of the total $20 million.
Aw.
So they're gonna sue him for that.
So bad for him.
So they claimed that initially he was set to be paid $10 million for the Sprockets movie,
Okay.
but in that time, Austin Powers' The Spy Who Shagged Me came out and made over $200 million.
Asinine amount of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna need a little bit more money because now I'm a
Yeah.
megastar." And
Hey, I am clearly bankable.
Right,
Just
yeah.
like,
so that's what they bumped it up to $20 million.
okay.
Wow.
Star power.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's for sure. And he was super bankable.
Yeah.
he had an action figure with real chest hair.
He did.
that's
I
right.
remember that.
I
I
do too.
absolutely remember
I
that.
do too, all that chest hair.
Real interesting to see that in the toy aisle next to my Batman.
Yeah, baby.
Whew. So the lawsuit also said that he would be barred from making any movies during the time of which he had been scheduled to do Dieter.
That's why there's such a gap.
Yes.
Interesting.
Everyone involved, Myers, Universal, even the judge was like, we gotta figure this out, guys. We gotta really make a deal happen, to the point where one Mr. Steven Spielberg stepped in to mediate.
You're kidding.
Spielberg had to
know.
step in.
Yeah. And there's a reason for that.
He pops up in such genuinely
Yeah, it's
fascinating
weird,
places,
right?
honestly.
Yeah.
It's just,
But before they were able to come to an agreement, Image Entertainment also sues Mike Myers.
what?
Yeah. So this is about a month after Universal sued him. Image sues him for $30 million.
Whoa.
Why, no,
Yeah.
why were they suing him?
Hold on one second. Cut this later.
I know to cut the silence.
Hey. Hey, Joe.
What, Jack?
Cut this later.
Fine.
I can't find why he got sued by Image.
Like, never mind.
But why?
But why?
It was probably just like a
Guess I'll just leave us all in then.
sister company of Universal price, like additional contract bullshit. But that is a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
So did he ever end up having to pay any of this money?
No, and there's a very good reason. Well, there's a very bad reason, but a very interesting reason. So, to add more on top of the pile of shit that Mike Myers has got himself into, during the court hearings, he is accused of having a terrible attitude on set, a pattern of making and then breaking promises, and what I would think would be the worst accusation is that he stole the character of Dieter. So when in the late 80s, Mike Myers was a part of a sketch comedy troupe at Second City, and a fellow Canadian comedian named Dana Anderson claims that he had created the character of Dieter. Well, he had created a character that was a weird German person who was prone to saying "touch my monkey."
Hmm.
I think that I don't know that I would say that was stealing so much as being a shitty a castmate, because he definitely like took that idea, or at least it sounds like he took that idea and then developed it without asking permission.
That he does all these terrible things.
Yeah. Well, these are accusations, so it's not. It's
Yeah.
possible that he didn't.
Right.
But it's possible.
Yeah. Well,
Because anything's
just
possible.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
We'll put an
Right.
allegedly in there.
But let's just say, but probably not.
See, when you started saying Dana, I thought you were going to say Carvey
Me
at
too.
first,
Right.
but like, yeah, I'm not familiar with Dana Anderson.
There was another person from Second City.
Sure.
I remember this this part I read where he's like, yeah, he didn't even like invite me to like come and hang out on set.
Who said
That's,
Dana Anderson.
that's sad.
Yeah.
that?
Like,
To Mike Meyer.
Or something
he was saying like about
him.
that Mike. Yeah. Like, oh, he didn't even want like credit. He's just like, you could have been like, give me a call. Said
Oh,
hi. Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah.
That's really like a down to earth response
right.
and all that. Just fuck.
Like, I'm getting sad.
Yeah.
So all right, I need a second to skim through this.
I don't like it when people who play people in movies that really make me happy find out bad things about them.
I mean, at least this is fairly tame as far as like, controversies go. Like, at least you didn't like murder somebody or like assault somebody or like, yeah, like at least it's nothing like that. Like,
well, thank goodness, yeah.
yeah. At least it's not Jared Leto.
That's what I meant. I was gonna say him, but I don't want to bring him back up.
Just
That's what I was thinking of. Yes.
All right. So I'm a little fuzzy on why Image Entertainment is involved, but it sounds like they, how like big movies normally have like several studios involved on any given project. It sounds like they were just another studio that was involved.
So I looked it up a little bit, and like I'm not sure how accurate this is, but like they're claiming that Myers was like misrepresenting the script in some way. Like he claimed he had never approved the script, but he also co-wrote the script. So like they're suing him over like the unnecessary complications made there, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Doesn't seem like $30 million worth of confusion, but
no, and
it's stupid.
it's a lot of money that's being thrown back and forth among egos. What I think is interesting is that Mike Myers claims that Ron Howard called him up and like threatened him to commit to a script so they could start shooting.
Wait,
I can't picture Ron Howard threatening anybody.
Ron Howard threatened Mike Myers?
Mike Myers claims that Ron Howard called him and threatened him, sending people after him to acting quote stalker-esque.
Opie wouldn't do that.
That
It is a weird image to
yeah. Like, Opie, what are you doing?
but it does make sense.
Okay,
Well,
you cannot. No, I can't take a threat from Richie fucking Cunningham seriously. I'm
Right.
sorry. I just like
it does explain why Spielberg will get involved though, because they
have partnered.
yeah
Yeah.
maybe Opie threatened him. He's like, Steven, you take care of this.
I can't sing Henry Winkler on him. Henry's just too nice.
Yeah, we're not getting anywhere with this. So do you want to know what they all kind of came to
But of
agree
course,
to?
yeah.
They settled out of court. Myers didn't owe them any big sums of money.
Okay.
He gave back what he had been like prepaid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
However, he was required to do a movie with Image and DreamWorks.
Which was
Wait, is it The Love Guru?
No.
Oh, wait, hold on. It's
Axe
this.
Murderer.
No,
that was much
we're
earlier.
way past that.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
That
so
would
is it The Cat in the Hat?
The Cat in the Hat.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
how that
yeah.
came about. Oh my god! And here, this entire time, I thought that it was just riding on the success of the Jim Carrey Grinch.
Well, yes, as in they wanted to make another live action Dr. Seuss film.
Yeah,
But the reason they got Mike Myers involved was because he'd been sued.
he legally had
He
to
legally
do it.
had to do it.
Dude, it makes more sense to me why
Yeah.
he let himself be like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That was creepy.
Yeah, it was.
That was just so creepy.
Do you know who else got sucked into the deal? The director, the person who was supposed to direct Dieter,
What?
Bo Welch, was asked to come in to direct Cat in the Hat. So like,
So he didn't want to be there either.
Probably
it
not.
doesn't say one way or the other, but I suspect probably not.
Wow.
That's wild. I genuinely had no
So-
idea.
So
It actually explains a lot.
A little bit, yeah.
he was trying to start another franchise with his Dieter character.
Yep.
Went terribly wrong, took up a lot of time, took up a lot of money. That was also in that time period, in that like 5-ish years, he wanted to develop an Austin Powers 4.
Right. There had
But was
always been
preoccupied. Yeah.
rumors about an Austin Powers 4 because Austin Powers 3 sets up Scott becoming the villain.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there's been very recent rumors.
I've heard there's been talk of that happening again.
Yes. Nothing significant enough that I would comment on it, but yeah,
Sure.
it's still being talked about. But what we got instead was the Cat in the Hat, and then eventually he moved on to
The Love Guru. Yeah.
There you go.
What a bonkers ride.
What a weird ride, Dieter. Took us on a weird
Man.
place.
That's
Dieter. All that from Dieter.
all that from Dieter.
Jeez.
I'm
I'm kind of glad it didn't become a movie.
Yeah, I don't think it would work as a movie.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't think it would work as a movie. But also, like
I don't know, that one scene kind of
that's I
doesn't
do
make it
kind of
Yeah.
kind of like that weirdly dark scene. I'm
Yeah.
a little sad that Mike Myers didn't, but
yeah.
you know,
Well, let our audience stew on that over break.
we'll be right back.
Well, I learned a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I never knew he was sued and all that jazz. You're cracking again.
Yeah, I can't stop.
Wow, Jack of 2 weeks ago had some things to say.
Isn't that weird when you write something and you don't look at it
Yeah.
for a while? I know.
What were you thinking?
I'm hungry.
You're hungry?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little hungry too.
I'm good.
Yeah, you had three
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
doubles.
Double
Yeah, it
cheeseburger.
was pretty great.
Oh,
What time is it?
11.
Is it already?
Yeah,
Going fast.
I know.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's a good time.
I've never had one of these in front of my face before. I like it.
You're doing a good job. Like you're handling it very naturally.
Am I?
Some people get really nervous in front of a microphone. You're not at all.
Really?
Yeah.
I really appreciate you having me.
Yeah, and I'm glad
Thank you for coming
that
on.
you wanted
Yeah.
to.
What did I say to you? Does Jack hate it that I'm coming or something?
No,
No.
I was
I got you.
Mhm.
What Jack? Well, that's what I wrote, so that's what I'm gonna read. Oh boy.
Yeah, I would definitely like to do this again.
Be careful what you say; you'll get sucked in.
I just like the whole thing about
Yeah.
everything about it.
Yeah.
I got a little lost on some of the stuff, but
That's all right. I get lost on the words that are coming out of my mouth. Joe, I need your brain on a word.
Sure.
Puerile.
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 you're right.
Yeah.
Which is
Like gross and immature.
I was gonna say
Childish.
a moron is what I was gonna say.
Kind of. It's like moron, but like poop joke moron.
this.
If that makes sense.
Dumbass.
Makes sense with the context.
Okay.
Oof, I'm gonna be trying to say some names that I am not going to be good at saying. Let's see. Okay, that's not too bad.
I still want to get one of them around me.
What?
Tattoo?
Yeah.
Oh, yours don't go all the way around.
Not entirely. No. It's
Do some people?
some people. Yeah. I mean, it depends on what they're getting.
Look, it seems like that'd be a weird place.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, your wrist is. I mean, like when they got over like here on
Yeah.
me, that fucking
Hurt.
sucked.
Huh.
Yeah. Just anywhere where you're that close to bone, especially joints
So
like that.
this
Just
here where I got these ones, that's like one of the places that's not so bad. Right?
right. Yeah, because you got some meat there.
And then
but
where
it's-
the bones are is the worst.
yeah, because like here and like parts
side
of
of your foot.
that. Oh
Lindsay
God,
got
where
that,
she
said that was
she
like
yeah
crazy.
when she got her foot tattoo, she
Yeah.
she said she was screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like when I got the ones on the backs of my legs, like
Ooh, I
they're
couldn't-
some of that was fine because like calf
yeah,
calf
yeah,
calf muscle that was it's a big meaty area,
Yeah,
but then
yeah.
like you get below that and like there's a bunch of
Yeah.
areas that are very close to the bone there, and then of course right
yeah,
here
I don't know
that
how
was-
you did that.
I don't know how I did this first.
These kind of,
Just-
oh yeah, these kind of got my dopamine pumping.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, the adrenaline rush from
Yeah.
tattoo. Yeah.
We were because I'd been sober for a good while.
Mhm.
Me and Lindsay went to get these tattoos, and after they did this one, it was my first one, and then they send you out into the waiting room, and you have to stay there for a few minutes.
Yeah.
So they, and I'm out there, and there's a bunch of people, and I go to Lindsay, I go, I feel so good.
Yeah.
I said, I really do. I said, I feel like a little bit high, like I have a buzz. She said, Mom.
Yeah, and then you crash.
You crash. I get really hungry.
I get really
After a
hungry.
tattoo?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
get hungry.
That.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
after my first one, like I was so amped up, and then like 2 hours later, I was like, I need to sleep.
Yeah.
I don't remember getting none of that.
Like I was supposed to
Amped
go
up,
out.
eat, crash.
I was supposed to go out with my friends afterward, and it's just like I can't. So like,
Did you
so
talk in slow motion?
no, not quite, but like Andy tucked me into bed,
Yeah.
and he rolled his arm across my my tattoo. He didn't realize he was doing it until I went, you motherfucker! And he was like, oh god, I'm sorry.
And we're back. I'll leave it up to you how much you want to keep in of that. So I was interested. So in the first part, you mentioned that you appreciated that Mike Myers establishes within the movie Love Guru that he's definitely white.
Yes. I genuinely was afraid there was
Sure,
going to be
yeah.
brown face in this movie.
That never entered my mind.
I
It's the first thing that entered my
imagine
mind.
that I didn't suspect that he would like wear actual makeup,
Mhm.
but I thought he was gonna do a like, no, I'm Hindu, just very Mike Myers
Like
looking.
it was
But no, he's
not in a good way, you mean?
right,
Right, yeah, like trying to like appropriate and act like he is
Yeah.
like of that culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was interested to see if there was any reaction from the Hindu community.
I'm aware of some of this stuff, but yeah,
Okay.
but go ahead.
So there was a group that asked to specifically screen the movie prior,
I didn't know this.
and the studio was like, yeah, sure.
Mhm.
They didn't.
No,
they didn't let them.
They didn't.
But they
didn't
Yeah,
like
they
it?
No.
they just kind of whoopsie.
Whoops!
We
Oh, we
forgot.
forgot. But like they still went and checked it out so they
Yeah.
could see what it was. And I have a couple of reactions. This one is from, and I apologize for the pronunciation of these names. Asim Shakla. The film is vulgar, crude, and in the opinion of many of the attendees, too often tasteless in its puerile choice of humor. Very few of the Hindus viewing the film, however, found it overtly anti-Hindu or mean-spirited. Indeed, no Hindu or Sanskrit term beyond guru or ashram are ever used in the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was anything negative.
Right. I think the thing, like the movie as it stands, like as it was produced, isn't. I don't think that it is like racist or like actually appropriating actual Hindu culture, but it definitely had the potential to.
Right. And I think that was why there's concern. And
Yeah.
these individuals went and checked it out and were basically like, it was too stupid.
It was too stupid.
Yeah.
That's that's kind of like the short version of it, is like, this is too stupid to be offensive.
Yeah.
Right, and it lets them know that that's never the intention to be offensive. Do you know what I'm saying? In a racist way. It's not their intention.
Mike Myers doesn't always have the best record of. Mike Myers' humor doesn't always have the best record of taking into conceration certain groups, such as all of the little people humor in this that is really bad.
We called him a gnome.
Yeah, he sure did.
I was just gonna say poor mini me.
Like,
well, he was mini me.
He was mini me. He was. That's. I mean,
Yeah.
that was essentially how his career took off. But like, you'd think after that maybe they could not.
Did you sit through the outtakes at the end?
I saw the bit where the camera guy was like, I can't get a good shot down here. It's just looking at a bunch of people's asses, and Vertroy was like, now you know how it feels.
Yeah.
That was the only outtake they showed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was
That's
the only one
I remember.
That's the only one I remember seeing. Yeah,
that was pretty good.
Because I watched on it first because I knew there had to be some, but it was only the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a good one.
It was a good
funny,
one. Yeah, that was genuinely
I
funny.
know how I feel.
He got a good laugh out of that too. I'm glad like the room responded well to that.
Yeah, it was funny.
One last thing to say about the Hindu community's reaction is they did pull people that are not a part of the Hindu community um, to see if there would be any confusion about uh like say I was watching the movie, would I mistake what I'm seeing on the Love Guru as Hindu culture? And everybody was pretty much like, no,
No.
it's too stupid.
Yeah,
Too
good.
stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 I think that's fair.
I think that's like going too deep for a movie like this.
I mean, sometimes reading a little further into it is warranted.
Mhm.
I think this is one of those instances where I think like, nah,
No.
it's not that deep, and it doesn't, and it's not, and we don't need to go further than that. It is as surface level as it seems to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, exactly.
I think uh, of Mike Myers' more famous characters, or even his character in So I Married an Axe Murderer,
Mhm.
he tends to choose characters that are vaguely annoying, but
Yeah.
like intentionally so.
Yeah,
I
no,
think-
yeah, that's like part of the bit.
Yeah. Maybe even a little obnoxious. Like Austin Powers is meant to be like kind of annoying,
But he's
lovably
he-
annoying.
lovably
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do a good job of conveying that Austin is fun
He's a
and
good guy.
like, yeah, that he has a good heart
Yeah.
Yeah.
behind all that hair and
And brown
horniness
teeth.
and
I-
teeth. Yeah, it's the British teeth jokes. Just
Yeah.
I think that's the difference between the characters that he plays that I like and the ones I don't like.
Which ones do you like?
I like Austin Powers.
Mhm.
From what I remember, it's been a while.
Mhm.
I don't hate the character of Pitka. I don't like the story. I don't think that they came up with a very good story
I
for
think
it.
I think they dropped the ball with some of the story with him. But yeah, I don't think Pitka in and of himself is a dislikable character.
No,
I think
I don't either.
they
Yeah.
probably could have done a lot more with that character
Yeah.
and had it been interesting. I don't know, maybe he was just like really stressed out after all those lawsuits.
That's fair.
Like,
Honestly,
After all the losses.
like, look, I need to get a bunch of weird ball hair jokes out. I just
Yeah.
need, like, after all
Yeah.
that, I gotta blow off
Yeah.
some steam.
Jeez. Yeah, that was a little bit too ongoing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you have characters like Dieter, who I think do work as a couple minute long sketch.
Right, as a sketch bit,
Mhm.
but not but not as a full fleshed out film.
No, I
Yeah.
don't think so either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you like him as Wayne?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't know that I would describe the character as particularly annoying though.
No,
I
Wayne is
meant,
probably
did you
his. I think Wayne's his most relatable character.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah, I
I
think
think-
that's like the exception for his shtick.
I think like from like the
like- and
beginning,
there's hockey in it.
there is some hockey in it. Street hockey,
Yeah.
yeah, but there's hockey in it.
Or
I'm sure he didn't. I'm sure he wasn't thrilled with wearing a Blackhawks jersey, but he set the movie in Chicago. Like, what are you
Yeah.
gonna do? But yeah, but no, like Wayne Campbell is like an immediately recognizable, relatable figure from the moment in the first movie where he shows you his collection of hairnets and name tags
Yeah.
because of all his like food service jobs that he's worked. It's like, yeah, I know a metalhead that's worked a bunch
Yeah.
of shit jobs like that. Sure, yeah.
yeah, I love Wayne.
I need to watch that again.
Yeah,
The first one in
been a long
particular is so
time.
fucking good too. Just like
both of them, they're either on Max or Netflix. They're on one or
One
the
of 'em.
other.
Yeah, I
Both
think-
of
I
them,
think they
though.
are, yeah.
You know, 1 and 2. Yeah.
Which you, the audience, can check out while we're on break.
Wayne's World.
Yeah,
Yeah.
watch the whole movie.
watch both Wayne's Worlds and then come back and we'll for the next part of the
It
episode.
won't help to understand the second part. It's just a nice break.
It'll feel good.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Woo, woo, woo,
I need more city water.
woo. Wayne's World. Wayne's World. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah.
I do want you to take a look at this picture
Oh, please.
and tell me who you think that is on the left.
Can you also get me some water? Thank you. Is that Ben Stein?
Let me see. That looks like him.
Who did you say?
Ben
Is that
Stein?
Ben Stein.
I don't think think so.
No?
I think
Who's this?
I don't know for certain. I think it's Henry Kissinger.
That I was
It
going to say that. I
could-
swear to
let
God.
me
And when
see.
you said Ben Stein,
I-
it took me away from that.
See, I just-
Someone just has to say something.
See, I
and
just
Right.
really don't want it to be
Let me
Kissinger.
see.
I do want it to be Kissinger.
Because I don't want to look at Henry Kissinger. Look, I already had to be reminded earlier today of the fact that Henry Kissinger's still alive because Dianne Feinstein
Right,
fucking
He
died.
died today, yeah.
Yeah,
But-
and Henry Kissinger's alive.
Is he still alive?
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh my
He's
God.
101.
180.
He's
Yeah,
eternal.
that's probably him because this is another Washington dude. Him. I
So
forget his name. I know who that is.
I say, he looks familiar.
Yeah.
Shapé got a bunch of they were getting them for frames.
Sure.
From like a buy nothing group. They're like, hey, we got a bunch of framed photos. You can
So they
either-
found that and they went, I need to show this to Jack.
No, they didn't give a shit.
Oh,
but
so
I
you
did.
found it.
No, I was like, what are all these old pictures? And like, oh, do you want the
But the
frame? And I'm
Supreme
like,
Court.
so this came from there were a bunch of like judge photos, and I'm like,
Careful.
I'm pretty sure that's Henry Kissinger, but I could be wrong. I mean, it's not. It's.
Oh no, that man's a vampire.
Yeah, I thought the same
Let me
thing.
see.
That man in the top middle, that Fred Gwynn looking motherfucker
that's
is
a
a
vampire.
vampire.
I was
Thank
gonna
you.
say,
I
he looks
thought the
like
same
monster
thing.
guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah, he does. He looks like Fred Gwynn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except a vampire. Clearly, that man has supped on the blood of some innocents.
Right. Hey,
Kissinger's not that
No,
clear.
Kissinger's. I don't think.
that's Kissinger.
I don't think
Yeah.
Kissinger's in that picture.
No.
I don't
You're
think so.
probably right that that other one is Kissinger. I just
Yeah.
hate it and
Right.
don't
That's
want
who
it to
I
be.
thought. I really
I-
did. And when
oh.
you said what you call
I just. I.
out of my head.
He needs to die.
Oh, geez,
just-
no.
I'm sorry.
What's keeping him alive?
Pure hatred.
The
The utter refusal to acknowledge that the Holocaust impacted his life. I don't know. Like,
the cries of the entire people of Cambodia.
yeah, more or less. Just
Anyway, I thought that was interesting. I'm like, do you realize you have a war criminal right there?
You-
And they're like, I don't know what you're talking about because I don't know American history. I'm like, well,
yep.
you're probably happier for that.
Yeah, honestly. Fucking oh god, I hate that guy so much.
He's a
I thought he was dead.
No,
no. You would think so, right?
Yeah.
He's
the
been-
the internet will be so happy the day that happens.
Oh,
Like I don't typically want to wish ill on people,
there's
but
a certain amount of evil in the world that can just leave now.
oh well, yeah, for sure.
and it's mostly concentrated in
mostly-
that man.
Yeah. He's-
Ugh.
I
he's
can
not-
think of some other man.
Oh, there. Yeah, certainly. He's just one of them.
How many horrible war crime like acts can you commit and still exist?
He's got to have the high score, though, right? Oh,
But we don't have to go.
yeah. It's
Different podcast.
It's-
Yeah.
it's bad. It's
Yeah,
real
that's not
bad.
good. Let's talk about
Oof.
hockey.
We want to talk about hockey some more.
We're
I
going
can
to talk about
hockey.
the war crime that is hockey.
Now, hey, wait a minute.
No, we're going to talk about the war crime that is Dieter.
We already talked about the war crime that is
We're going
teacher.
to talk about Dieter some more.
Oh, okay. Are we coming back in?
Yeah, I should warn you that I don't have a second act.
We need
So,
third act at this point.
are we in a third act?
Yeah.
Great, then I've got it covered.
Are we on?
We're always on.
We're always on. I'm just
Okay.
I mark things for like where we are for editing later.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. Here we are.
Like action.
Yep. Yep. So I definitely had strep throat, right? That was the thing. I had.
That was very much a thing. Yes.
So I think I wrote this last part like prior to really realizing what I had going on, but I don't remember writing this, but it
Maybe
does.
we're hallucinating.
It has some feverish ideas.
Okay.
So I'm just going to look at this as a document from the time that I was coming down from strep throat. I don't know whether or not I will agree with this iteration of Jack. But
Fair
here we are.
enough.
We're all going to experience together for the first time.
We're going on a little ride here.
Yeah. So this is the fix that I came up with for Love Guru, or what I had to say about what I was going to fix.
Should we briefly cover like how we handle like what our rules going into a fix usually are?
I don't think
Yeah,
it's going
I
to matter
like
for
that.
this, but sure, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. For mom's sake, she would like that information.
Yeah. So we generally try to see if we can fix a movie that's bad. We do have a couple of stipulations. It has to more or less follow the story that is present in the movie as is.
Yeah.
Just make some tweaks to try and make it
Right.
work better, and to try and do so in a way that would have been possible when the movie was made. So, like, if we're doing a movie in the 80s, we can't put in like 2021 or 23 levels, like computer graphics and whatnot.
Right. Okay.
We're allowed 2 recastings, unless since that movie has come out, an actor has been proven to be an awful, vile, disturbing human being, which we've had happen
a couple of times.
Was it Jeffrey
Jones is the one. The principal from Ferris Bueller.
Yes.
Yeah, that actor is a pedophile.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
yeah.
But for us, that means we get to recast 3 times.
Yeah.
So
wait, why are we even bringing him up?
Because he was the actor that we first ran into on the show that made us that let us make that rule where like if the person's like a monster, we get a bonus recasting.
Yeah.
Okay. We also okay. I'm falling asleep. What else?
I think that really covers like the long and short of it.
Yeah, I think so. So. I don't think Jack from a week and a half ago wanted to do it, but here's what they wrote.
Okay.
Ron Howard is directing his punishment for stalking Mike Myers.
Say again.
So Mike Myers accused Ron Howard of threatening him during the lawsuit and stalking him. And as punishment to Opie, he's going to be forced to direct
The Love Guru.
Opie did.
No, this is Jack's hypothetical fix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is
Sorry,
yeah.
okay.
Just gonna read this verbatim.
Make it simple for me.
So fuck this fucking movie. I hate sketch comedy.
The end.
The end, pretty much. I hate sketch comedy, and I've reached the point where trying to fix this script is as joyless and frustrating in a way that Mike Myers must have felt while working on Dieter. I'll return the advance you paid me, Joe, in full every dime.
I'm not returning mine.
Unlike Mike Myers,
You guys are getting paid for this?
Yeah,
No.
I'm not either.
Unlike Mike Myers, I will not make reparations by being in Cat in the Hat. I will not do that.
You'll do green eggs and ham.
Jack did do some rhyming here, and I'm not happy.
Yeah, I could tell that was about to happen.
I will not do that. It'd give me great pain, even on cocaine. But the one speck of plot that I'll leave in this house are some loose threads, even too small for a mouse.
I'm so
this
I'm so mad, but also I'm so proud of you.
I didn't expect this.
Yep, me neither. Okay, here's the plot threads. Here are the plot threads that I've left for myself. Act 1 is fine.
All right.
We need Dieter in the shit.
Wait, in the Love Guru?
No.
Listen, I'm not saying I'm agreeing with myself. I'm just reading, okay? At some point, it is he who must run the gauntlet. And by that, I assume I meant Pitka. Because we have Roanoke. By gauntlet, I mean drama. Do you remember the tattoo he has on his hand?
I do remember the drama tattoo, yes. Oh, mom has the
Do you have-
acronym
do you have-
ready here in her notes, I'm sure.
Drama, distinction, remember,
Into the microphone.
adjustment. Oh, sorry. Distinction, drama, distinction, remember, adjustment, maturity, action.
Yes.
Drama.
Yes.
We need to have
I
the
knew it.
actual
It's one of the
protagonist
notes.
go through drama,
Okay.
not Roanoke.
Hmm.
Roanoke,
The
the hockey player.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, when Roanoke freezes, Pitka has to step in. Maybe Roanoke sets a boundary or realizes that he needs to care. Okay, I kind of like that. So when Roanoke freezes, he realizes he's like, you know what, hockey doesn't make me happy.
Right.
I'm gonna leave.
No, but then you're taking the hockey out of the movie.
No, Pitka's gonna.
Oh, Pitka
Yeah.
has to win the Stanley Cup.
Right.
Okay, now we're talking.
I'm confused.
It's
No, I mean,
Yeah.
I liked Roanoke winning.
Roanoke.
Well, what didn't they call him Rono though?
No, it's Roanoke. Mom, that's his
Roanoke.
name.
Roanoke. Oh, jeez. You know what I mean.
Yes.
so. Pitka needs to work on his communication. Maybe Pitka needs to find the parents that abandoned him. One idea I had was that Mike Myers was playing himself in several disguises, brainwashed by a group of guerrillas. Not the ape, the like a military.
Like a guerrilla fighter, like
Yeah.
freedom fighter organization.
Yeah, a group of
some
guerrillas
sort.
that he trained, brainwashed into thinking that he's a guru.
That's dark.
That yeah, yeah, that's going some places.
Just gonna keep reading here. That's the reason for this large head in the flashback, because he was actually a fully grown adult. The guerrillas are trying to infiltrate celebrity America, brainwashing them with Pitka's bullshit teachings. However, when Pitka actually goes through the 5 steps, he undoes the brainwashing and has to save the Toronto Maple.
Leaks.
I think there was a autocorrect because it
says leaves. I'm
it
sure.
says teas,
Teas.
like as in like sipping some
Yeah.
teas. The Toronto Maple Teas stadium. Oh God, Jack has to save the Maple Leafs
What were you
stadium
saying?
from being.
I remember you mentioning codeine.
I
Okay.
it
Yeah,
was,
you told me he was drinking
l-
coffee. Do you
uh,
have any left?
nope.
Mom.
Just
Just-
kidding.
I had to take care of myself. But however, when Pitka actually goes through the 5 steps, he undoes the brainwashing and has to save the Maple Leafs stadium from being blown up by the winning puck or some shit.
Did you turn this into fucking sudden death?
I have a scene where he confronts his parents who abandoned him, and they're basically 2 Dieters from Sprockets
Oh my God.
who forgot they had a son.
You love Dieter.
To be fair, Dieter's great. Just in small doses, Dieter's great.
Yeah, very small doses.
Pitka loses the game for the Toronto people
Toronto people.
on purpose, thus averting disaster. Well, because if he did the winning, it would have blown.
It would have blown up. But he's also
presumably.
maintained the curse in the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yes.
Actually, this is funnier.
SWAT comes in to arrest the guru guerrillas, and we get the speech that was meant for Dieter. Movie ends with Mike Myers reborn as a new man, driving off in the sunset with the artist formerly known as Kanye. And
Oh my God, Conway.
God.
the last line of the movie is Mike Myers agreeing with Kanye that George Bush hates black people.
Oh my God. That's why he's Conway, not Conway.
Oh God damn.
Oh my God.
That's so stupid.
I think everyone must be so confused. I know I am.
I would not describe it as my best fix.
I
It,
Joey, you're all red.
now I just want to watch Sudden Death.
I don't know that I'm familiar with sudden death.
Sudden Death. I've not actually seen it, but
Okay.
I know too much about it.
Okay.
It's a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
where he has to stop.
I like Bloodsport.
He has to.
It's
You
like,
do.
what the-
You do like Bloodsport.
Yeah.
But
Weird.
he has to stop a terrorist group of some sort,
Uh-huh.
and that terrorist group has infiltrated the Stanley Cup final of the Pittsburgh Penguins versus the Chicago Blackhawks.
What?
And
Are you making this?
no,
up?
this
This
is a real
sounds made up.
movie. No, this is real. This is
Oh
the
my
actual
God.
movie. I swear to God, it takes place in the Civic Arena,
Yes, it sounds great.
and it's a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. They're never actually good.
Was Rocky in it?
No.
Bloodsport has its
It-
moments.
It-
I stand by this.
he ends up somehow playing goal.
Did I just hallucinate the plot of Sudden Death?
Sudden Death. You kind of hallucinated some aspects of the plot of Sudden Death. There was a moment where one of the terrorists. I'm pretty sure I remember this from a clip that I saw on YouTube. Is dressed as the Penguins mascot and pulls a gun on on Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Like this, none of that movie sounds funny, but Joe, your face is making me laugh. It's so red.
It's not a comedy, but the
Brian.
premise is very funny to me specifically.
So
Ugh.
Oh,
if I took the plot of The Love Guru with the unused script of Dieter and
And mixed it with Sudden Death,
mixed it with Sudden
yeah.
Death, that is my fix.
more or less, honestly.
Well, what do we think? Did I fix it?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Thank you.
Good job, Jack.
Outstanding.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, that
I do my best work when I have a fever of 102.
Like,
apparently.
it's
Yeah.
very fresh. Oh, Joey, oh.
Okay.
Well, I've clearly got nothing left to give for this movie.
No, you are spent at this point.
I have more rock star in my veins than blood.
That sounds about right. So
Like,
we should.
I'd like to think I do too.
I would be afraid to see you drink that much energy drink.
Oh, you're talking about. I'm talking about Rockstar.
No, I know.
Being a rock
That's
star.
why I clarified.
No,
On that note, we should probably wrap up so Jack can go to sleep. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for the premiere of season 3 here. We are thrilled to be back. As a quick programming note, we will have episodes every week through the month of October, and then after that, we will be reinstating a dark week every few weeks to allow us to not get overwhelmed. If you have not followed us on social media, you can do so on Facebook at DeRazzled Podcast, Instagram and TikTok at DeRazzled_podcast. Twitter and Blue Sky at DeRazzled Pod. Check us out there. We might not be the most active, but we have some fun here and there. Plus, it's the easiest way to get updates from us. If you're interested in suggesting something you'd like to see us cover, or if you have questions about the unofficial Willem Dafoe Bad Art Short Film Festival, or would like to submit to the film festival, email us at derazzledpodcast@gmail.com. If you're submitting, put Willem Dafoe in the subject line, and we will be sure to review that and program it.
and George Bush doesn't care about black people.
And George Bush does not care about black people. Thank you again. Check us out next time, where, as always, we will be sure to razzle dazzle ya.
And I'd like to say that thank Jack and thank Joey, my son, for having me on here. No, it
Thank
was
you.
really fun.
Thanks, Mom. I'm really glad you came. This is a good
Thank
time.
you.
Are you real? I can't tell if this is a hallucination.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye. That was fun.
That was good. That was very good.
Like, as Joe, do you still like me?
Yes, I do.